All right, I'm Wolfman Jeff, and this is
Wolf Lady Beth.
All right, and we're with Soccer Chat, and you know what? Excited for this year, things to expect for 2023, and with that, our players. Now, some players are staying, some are going. Beth, how excited are you to see some of our returning players?
Yeah, we saw a few of them at some of the get-togethers that we did. It was nice to talk to Wally and to talk to some of the other ones. That was fun.
So is there one of the returning players you're really excited to see play again?
I'm just excited to see all the ones that we kind of know their faces, and we've talked to them before and done, podcasts with them, and so that it's going to be exciting to see them again.
All right, well, I'm going to spend time talking about each returning player. Excited for a lot of them. We got a chance to see them at the signing and, of course, at some of the other activities. We are ready to go. This is Soccer Chat. Ow! All right, Red Wolves fans, let's talk about who's coming back. Every year we have a large turnover on Red Wolves players. By and large, a lot of our players stay with us for no more than 2 years. And not everyone comes back for the second year. Either they've done so well that they have moved up to a higher league, or we just feel we have other options. And that happens every year. So this year we actually have 10 remaining players who have stayed with us. And topping that list is the one, he who remains, and will probably be with us for the next 50 years, Walefi. Walefi is still with us, and we are so glad to have him. He is the original Wolf. He's been with us for quite a long time. He's originally from Brazil, and he's been here so long. His English is fantastic now. When he first got here, not so much. And he's been here since 2019, since the first blow of the whistle to right now, and he's been one consistent throughout there. So yeah, he's played over 71 matches for us. Got 2 goals so far. He originally was part of the academy product for Corinthians, which is a major club in Brazil. He got to be on their team for a little bit, but then was on loan to Flamengo. Didn't get much playing time there, but he got experience to play with some really top-notch players. Then in 2016, he went to a top second division team, Swope Park Rangers. And Swope Park Rangers, if you know, is actually Kansas City, their B time. So at that time, that was in the USL League Championship. So he was with the champions there for, he got to play 30 matches with them as a midfielder. That's some fantastic experience at some pretty high level. And then he went back to Brazil to play Barretos, which I think was either second or third division there in Brazil, and then he's been with us for a long time. Walefi brings a lot of experience. He likes to play that defensive midfield, though he could play pretty much anywhere in the midfield. Generally, I would think he would default in that defensive midfield. So without our captain we had from last year back there, so I really see Walefi continuing to bring a lot of leadership, as well as he has a good understanding of to be there at the right place. He may not be the fastest player to get there, but he's gonna know how to control the spaces, and so that's really exciting to see with him. The next one is one of our guards. He's such a good guard. He's a guard-orama. Jonathan Guardarama is back. Johnny. Now Johnny's originally from Utah. Now he was at the Real Salt Lake for the academy, and then he came up through the ranks through us through the Park City Red Wolves, and he played there in 2019 to 2021. He got 4 goals in there, even though he's more of a left back. So he played a lot more for Park City than he did for Chattanooga last year. We did see him on an occasion there. So I think he was actually played at the Open Cup against Louisville for us last year. So it's good to have him back, and his default position is left back. I think he could play right back as well as center back. Not the tallest of players, but I think one that's, again, I think he's got some speed, and looking forward to seeing. We didn't see a lot of Johnny last year, so hopefully we're going to see a lot of that this year. Another player coming back, also a defender, and this one we did see a bit more last year, but not quite as much as some others, and that is Nicholas Cardona. Cardona is from Puerto Rico, and he's also on the national team. He is not only on the Puerto Rico national team since 2021. He is the captain of the national team. So he's had 6 appearances for them, and then he had 5 appearances in their under 20s. He came through the Hartford Athletic, which is a really top side over in championship. Played 21 matches with us before he came to us. This last year played 22 of our matches, which actually is a little bit more. I don't think he started all of them. He came back in. Generally for us, he came in as right back, but also can play center back. And I think center back is more of his natural position. And so hopefully we're going to see him bring his experience with that there. It's going to be in one of those spots, but I expect him, just like Johnny, or actually even more than Johnny, to have even more playing time than he did last year. The next guy was with us just barely last year, and he's homegrown player. Yes, I know Johnny. I think we can claim Johnny as homegrown because he came through Park City Red Wolves, but you hear Paez actually came through our academy, through the Chattanooga Red Wolves Academy. So this is his second year with the team, but he didn't really get a chance to play with us too much last year. But we're excited to have him here. He's a midfielder, and so let's see what he brings in. Didn't get a lot of chance to play, but let's see what he can do this year. I think he's ready for the next step. Then we get to last year's goalkeeper. Ended up being our starting goalkeeper, Carlos Aviles. He's originally from Dallas, Texas. And he actually played through the Dallas Youth Academy, and then he played after college. He went to he was in Oklahoma City Energy for a while. He was in North Texas SC, who had played against us, and of course at FC Dallas for just a brief. And then before with us, he was at South Georgia Tormente. He played with us 28 matches. So he was. He's already played. We've already seen him again a little bit. If any of those got a chance to see him preseason friendlies, the one that some of the fans got to see this Friday, he got a clean sheet. So let's see more of that. We can call him Clean Sheet Carlos, I hope. And so yeah, he's been with us for a little bit. So right now he is the only returning goalkeeper, and we're going to see with that. He's still got number 12, so he didn't move up to number 1. So we'll see. If he's going to be the main guy this year or not. It's good to have some competition. It got to the point last year he didn't really have much competition. So I think the keepers play better when they've got some more solid competition. Okay, another guy who's returning, one of the nicest guys you could meet, because that's what I would vote for. Pedro Hernandez is from Walnut Creek, California, and now he came to us. I think a lot of people had assumed he had been playing in NISA or Championship before he came to us, but he came to us straight from college. He's only played at least he was at Diablo FC in the youth, and I'm not sure which club that is, but he was at Cal State Monterey. He was with the Bay Arters in college. He played with them for 56 times, got 16 goals with us. He got 11 appearances with us last year as a midfielder, and he did get 2 goals. We saw him more as a right midfielder, and let's see if he's going to stay in that position. But I have a feeling we're going to be a little more fluid with our midfield, so we may see him in a few spots. I think he's won. The more playing time he got last year, I think he got better and better. And then we're getting another return player who was really a big fan favorite. He was our left back last year, Aaron Lombardi. Now, Aaron is from Argentina, and so he played in youth. Actually, he played in the States because he moved to the United States when he was 6 years old, and he grew up in LA, and he got to be in the LA Galaxy Academy, and then he played a little bit for San Francisco City and then Orange County FC, and then he went to Italy and played on some interesting teams there. So he had a chance to be, I think it's at least 4th tier Italy, but when we say 4th tier, we're talking Europe. So their 4th tier is probably more like our 2nd or 3rd. So he played a while for Olympia, Agnos, and then also for Union Forquesia. I know I'm mispronouncing that. He played a lot for us last year. He was a starter for us. He was our left back. He played very forward, so was he a left back? Was he a left wing back? I expect him to be on that left side. He played so well. He did get a goal for us last year, but his other appearances he had was defensively setting up a lot of plays. I was just, Aaron did fantastic. I think he was on one of the teams of the year, and certainly one of the fan favorites for last year. Our next guy is Alex. Alex Tahira Alex is actually born in New York City, and you see his name and you expect him to be more, born somewhere else, but actually he was from New York, and he was in the youth academy for the New York Red Bulls. And his story is interesting because he's one who didn't play a lot of higher end. He had to really work up, and he's played. He got a lot of time in at 27 years old. He's played at Kingston, which is over the New York area. Atletico Olimpias, which was actually, it sounds like that's foreign. That's actually Santa Ana. Mar de Forto, which is Uruguay, so he did get a chance to go overseas and play there. Before he came to us, he played in my hometown of Phoenix in the former Nisa club Valley United, and so he can handle the heat. He ended up playing just 10 matches with us because he didn't start with us, but he came in, he impressed, he got 2 goals in there, but I think it's not just his goal count, but I think he really brought... he was a bit of a bully, if you will. What I mean by that is he had a physical presence there, that he was very confident, a little cocky there. So they call him King, and I think he's going to be the king right there as our striker. Another one returning and also came in later in the year is Riley Kraft. Riley, he's originally from Roseville, California, another California kid. He came through the Sacramento Republic. That's for his through his academy years, but then he came through Orlando City B. Now that was before they were League One. That was actually when they were in championship, and then he was Oklahoma Energy. I don't think he got to play with them for very much, but they were championship. Then he played against us. I'm not sure if people remember that, but he played against us with the Richmond Kickers. 24 games with us. He got 2 goals, and then before he joined us, he was with the Menace. And he went down from USL League One to League Two, and then he regrouped from Des Moines, and he came to Chattanooga Red Wolves last year. I got a chance to get him with 7 games, not as many appearances. Again, came later in, but he was one that really impressed us, especially in the central midfield area. Really filled up a good gap. I think we have a playmaker right there, and so excited to see what's going to happen more with Riley. And the last one is someone we saw quite a lot of last year. And I think early on, he kind of came to us out of nowhere, and people really were not expecting what we got from Mo Espinoza. Mo is actually from San Diego, so you're going to hear San Diego mentioned a lot in our team this year. I think we've shifted from Orange County based. We had a lot of Orange County players, and now we're getting a lot of San Diego players. He is a winger, usually on the right wing. He played youth academy at Nomads and then in Tijuana. So that was that, and they're a big club, Tijuana. So that's really impressive. He played for one of their smallest sides. He played at Chula Vista, and that was a Nisa Nation team. And then he was at San Diego 1904, which was a Nisa team. He played there for almost as many, so pretty much a full season, but only got 2 goals from there. But for last year, he played 27 matches and got 8 goals. And he's one of those guys that I really love, that he's got a will. He's just going to find a way to make it happen. And it may not be pretty, and it can come in unexpected places, but his sheer will is just amazing to see, and just his fight that Mo has. And I was so excited to see Mo come back. So, hey, so who's your favorite returning player? Which player are you kind of wondering you didn't see much last year, but you're hoping to see more of? And Are you thinking that some of these are going to be moving around at different positions as we get a little bit of a shift? We've seen that a little bit. Some people start in defense and maybe they'll move to midfield or end up as a forward, or start as a forward and move to the midfield. So we're going to see how fluid this is. So, hey, share your thoughts on that.